The full text of this book is free to read. Suyu travels through different worlds. Sign in at the beginning, ancient heavy pupils. You can be invincible by signing in 7 days. 7 days later, Suyu chose not to be stubborn anymore and pushed for eternity with invincible talent. A song called Ascending the Altitude made the sage of literature kneel down, kill the peerless sword god with one strike, kill the demon realm supreme with a flick of the finger, fight the heavenly way, fight the upper realm, and break the eternal calamity. Suyu discovered that this was actually a small world, with a wider world outside. However, millions of immortals from outside the domain, the heavenly immortals emperor and heavenly sovereign, must also bow their brows when encountering me. Keywords of the novel. Opening check.in, Invincible. I don't want to get stuck with no pop-ups. Opening check.in, Invincible. I don't want to get stuck with the full TXT download. Opening check.in, Invincible. I don't want to get stuck with the latest chapters. Chapter 1. Crossing the World. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 1. Crossing the World. Tianyuan World. Baitsang Continent. Suyu pushed open the window. In front of me, thousands of miles of clear sky. The blue sky is like washing. Have I traveled? Through memory, Suyu discovered an astonishing fact. Just now, he traveled from a pure otaku on Earth to the North Tsang continent of the Tianyuan Great World. The Tianyuan world is a mystical world that values martial arts as its top priority, with fists determining everything. Various creatures and races coexist. Being able to cultivate Taoist techniques. And Suyu traveled to the divine heavenly sect, the Jade Fairy Palace, with the same name and surname as him, and was the only male disciple of the Jade Fairy Palace, Suyu. Male disciple Suyu was a prince of a fallen country. Later, she was adopted by fairy goddess Guangyue. Because Master Guangyue fairy accused Suyu of seducing her and insulting her sect, she imprisoned Suyu in this Tianyuan pagoda. To be confined for 5 years. The male disciple Suyu, who couldn't bear the humiliation, hung himself and committed suicide. Coincidentally, Earth Suyu, who was struck to death by lightning, crossed over to Suyu, a male disciple of the divine heavenly sect. I have really traveled. Suyu looked at her noticeably tender skin and touched her noticeably tender cheeks. It was indeed a journey of time. This body should be a few years younger than his previous life, 18 or 19 years old. However, to the touch, it was sharp and stylish, and then turned around to look through the ancient mirror inside the house. He is about 1.8 meters tall, with sword eyebrows and starry eyes, and a face like a crown of jade. Sure enough, with a jade tree in the wind and a graceful and beautiful young man's appearance. Skin is as beautiful as jade. It's not a loss, it's just a bit worse than in the previous life, Suyuta chuckled. So, have I really traveled? Farewell to the past life and welcome this life. Wait, I seem like a weak chicken. Through memory, Suyu discovered that as a branch of the heavenly sect, the only male disciple of the Jade Maiden Heavenly Palace, Suyu seemed to be a weak little chicken without any cultivation. I seem to have also been imprisoned. Yes, Suyu has also been imprisoned and needs to live on the top floor of the Cloud Tower for 5 years. Suyu, take a look at this room. There are windows on all 8 sides. Outside, the scenery is stunning. But this narrow room, located on the top floor of the Tianyuan Tower, should be over 30 square meters. Apart from a stone bed, a table, and a few chairs, there is nothing else. What about the land of the 5 grains reincarnation? What about the kitchen? It's over, why don't we just skip the journey? Oh, it seems that there is no cycle of grain in this world. Suyu smiled again through memory. The food in this world is very special. When eaten into the body, it naturally disperses with the body's functions and turns into clean air. Body structure remains unchanged. As for food, it can also be eaten every 7 days without starving to death. Every 7 days, someone will bring it to Suyu. I saved a lot of trouble. It's still not right, others are traveling, either an ancestor-level character. Either the son of the emperor. Either innate communion. I have nothing on my own. Why? I'm so handsome. Ding. Detected the host, successfully traversed, and became one of the lucky ones in the heavens. Is it necessary to bind and sign into the system? Sure enough, there is. Still, the divine level check that IN system. Bind. Ding. Binding, divine level check that IN system successful. Check in system. You can check in once a day, and each time, you will receive system rewards, including but not limited to cultivation improvement pills, techniques, secrets, blood vessels, followers, and equipment. The first 7 check that IN times in the system require a cultivation enhancement pill. Okay, great, this is the life I want. Suyu was completely excited. By signing in and checking in every day, you can obtain things that others can only obtain through luck and hard work, and even things that cannot be obtained in a lifetime. Great. It's so great. From now on, my good day for Suyu has also come. In the future, I'll just stay at the Tianyun Tower and sign in all the time. After all, it's too dangerous outside, I'm just a simple earthling. It's not too late to go out when I'm invincible in the world. Ding. Host, do you want to open today's check that IN? Sign in. Ding. Congratulations to the host, you have obtained the 10 Heavenly Realms Ascending Pill of Cave Void without any side effects. P.S. Heavenly Calamity, Thunder Calamity, Energy Explosion are all side effects, don't you 10 heavens. Suyu, slightly stunned. The realm of this world has a total of 13 levels, namely Gathering Qi, Concentrating Spirit, Qi Si, Yuan Spirit, Sealing, Stepping in the Sky, Cave Void, Sealing King, Sealing Emperor, Half God, Entering God, Sealing God, True God. Dongshu, but the 7th level realm. Even my master in this lifetime, the elder of the Jade Maiden Heavenly Sect, and the Fairy Guangyue, are nothing but the 5 heavenly voids of the cave. Above, there are the realm of kings, emperors, and the realms of the 3 gods and true gods. The Dongshu realm, Wan realm, and Emperor realm have become the most prominent entities in the northern San continent. As for the realm of the 3 gods and the true gods, it only exists in legends. The mainland of Baitsang is currently difficult to see. Unexpectedly, as soon as I arrived, I became a peak-level figure. Shuang Shang Shuang. Ding. Host, successful first check that IN, obtaining ancient double pupils. In ancient times, the first level of the double eyes realm. It can be seen through perspective, perceive the spirit, discover hidden treasures in the world, and influence time through spiritual power. Ancient heavy pupils. Double pupils are already invincible, why do you need someone else's supreme bone? Suyu, who is familiar with fantasy novels, knows that double pupils are an extraordinary innate constitution. And now, have you also become a person with double pupils? Double happiness is upon us. Sign in completed, looking forward to meeting the host tomorrow. Okay, goodbye. Suyu chuckled lightly. Ding. Tomorrow's attendance reward. No side effects, awarded as the 10 Heavenly Ascending Pill of the King. Directly, elevate to a great realm and become a true peak-level existence, the 10 Heavens of the King realm. Can one elevate a great realm in a day? Isn't that true? In 7 days, you will be invincible. 3 blessings are at the door, this is no longer a matter of luck, but a world of upheaval. Okay, 7 days from now, it will be Suyu's birth. Suppressing the excitement in her heart, Suyu followed her conscious approach and spread out her palm. A golden pill appeared there. Is this the 10 Heavenly Ascension Pill of Cave Void? Suyu said, swallowing it into her body. Ah! After an indescribable pleasure, Suyu immediately sat down. Soon, Suyu began to run Zhou Tian. Although Suyu, the disciple of the Jade Maiden Heavenly Sect, is a weak chicken. However, the basic way of running Zhou Tian still works. Under Suyu's heavenly cycle, his realm began to climb. Gathering Qi in a heavenly sky Juki or Kongshan gathering Qi triple heaven cave void 8 heavens cave void 9 heavens Dongshu 10 heavens. In just an instant, Suyu directly reached the 10 heavens of cave void, an unprecedented power emerged within Suyu's body. He felt that this force was released and he could easily move mountains and fill the sea. The feeling of being strong is so satisfying. And after Suyu reached the heavenly sky of cave void, his eyes turned into a brilliant golden color, and at the same time, double pupils appeared. Under the influence of his double pupils, his divine sense quickly swept across all directions, capturing scenes from millions of miles around him. But soon, he took it back. The place where he is located is the core area of the Baizang continent, not to mention the Dizong and Tianzong, but also the Wang-level sect. Now, it's just a hollow 10-fold sky, you can't be too ostentatious. Even so, the indescribable excitement climbed onto Suyu's heart. Suyu can be said to be an orphan from a very young age, because his parents divorced, no one wants him. The reason is that his parents said he was not up to par. Now, he really wants to tell his parents who are far away in a different time and space that I, Suyu, have risen. There's an enemy. What a surging breath. At this moment, Suyu looked out the window. I saw an unusually surging aura coming from outside. In front of him, outside the Tianyun pagoda, a red dragon appeared. The realm of this red dragon is only the Qi Si realm. However, Suyu, the focus is not on red dragon, but on the surging aura on red dragon's body. There, a peerless beauty stands proudly. End of this chapter. Chapter 2. Senior Sister Yun Ruoxi. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 2. Senior Sister Yun Ruoxi. This person looks less than 30 years old. However, don't misunderstand, time has not left any marks on her face, it's just because of the surging atmosphere that she looks more mature. She has a head of jet black hair, with almost perfect features beneath it, eyebrows like willow leaves, sparkling ruby-like eyes, and cherry-like red lips. Suyu believes that even the most powerful Empress Xuanji cannot depict a woman's beauty. This is second to none. The key is that a woman's figure is so unscientific. Very unscientific. Under the surging breath, there are slender waist like bee waist. The loose red robe couldn't conceal any surging breath. Senior sister. Through memory, Suyu knew that she had a total of 7 senior sisters. Each one is breathtaking, with its national beauty in heavenly fragrance, and unparalleled charm. The person in front of me is senior sister, Yun Ruoxi. This is too beautiful, isn't it? More beautiful than in memory. No, Suyu's memory is simply blurry. Suyu, the peerless beauty who spends her days with him, seems to be without any regard. Oh my God, who was Suyu before this? At the moment of contemplation, the surging aura is approaching. Big. Xiaoyu. Yun Ruoxi's voice has already sounded. Amidst the beauty, there is a hint of softness. It gives people a feeling of temporary enlightenment like listening to fairy music. Simply put, it's the feeling of the bell ringing after holding it for half an hour. Senior sister. Avoid it, Suyu shouted as Yun Ruoxi noticed. He can't show any abnormalities, at least not now. He is not strong enough, there is no invincibility, he must persevere. Xiaoyu, how do you feel staying here? Yun Ruoxi looked at Suyu and asked very gently. It must be great. Can you not be pleased to see such a beautiful woman again when your realm has just soared? Senior sister, I'm fine, Suyu replied. Liar, you're not good at all, are you? Yun Ruoxi frowned slightly. Senior sister knows you very well. Your heart is even more fragile than Linger. 7th senior sister. Shangguan Linger. Indeed, Suyu before was simply a glass heart. Otherwise, it's impossible. If you're locked up, you'll hang yourself. Xiaoyu, don't worry, senior sister. She's already trying her best to plead with her master. She must have misunderstood you. Your character would never do such a thing. Yun Ruoxi followed. Suyu knows that Yun Ruoxi is talking about the Guanyue fairy giving Suyu before and banning this matter. But what does this have to do with oneself? Without the Guanyue fairy, he wouldn't be able to cross over. Senior sister, I'm really fine. It's nice to be confined here, Suyu replied with a calm smile. Not good. It's not good at all. It must be very painful for you, a person who lacks a sense of security, to stay here alone. Yun Ruoxi's eyes flashed a trace of self-reproach, but quickly smiled, but Xiaoyu, it's okay. Don't worry. Even if Shifu doesn't show mercy, our teachers and sisters have discussed it. In the future, we will take turns to come to Tianyun Tower to accompany you every day. Take turns accompanying me. Suyu's eyes lit up. 7 sisters, exactly 7 days. Every day, we can see different beauties. How could Suyu be unhappy? Yeah, happy. Today is me, tomorrow is Shanshan, the day after tomorrow is Yaya, and the day after tomorrow is Xiaomei. Yun Ruoxi said as she placed her food box on the table and opened it. I'm starving, this is your favorite stir-fried animal kidney. I've made a lot of it. Waste. Suyu never eats this thing, he's very strong. Ah. As Zheng Suyu was pondering, Yun Ruoxi let out an ah. Suyu instinctively opened her mouth, and a piece of waste flour was fed into her mouth by Yun Ruoxi. It smells so good. Suyu discovered that Yun Ruoxi's cooking skills were so outstanding. Moreover, the raw material of this waste flour was something he had never tasted before in his past life. This waste is so fragrant. Senior sister, it's so delicious, Suyu smiled contentedly. Of course, this is one of your favorite foods, Yun Ruoxi smiled brightly. Speaking, Yun Ruoxi picked up another waste flour and was about to put it into Suyu's mouth. Senior sister, why don't I do it myself? Suyu smiled faintly. It's okay, I'll feed you. Don't you like me feeding you the most? Yun Ruoxi insisted. There's no way, Suyu can only obediently submit. Soon, a box of stir-fried kidney flowers was eaten up by Suyu. It's really delicious. A full sense of happiness arises naturally. Soon, it was already nightfall. Xiaoyu, where are your blankets? At this moment, Yun Ruoxi looked at Suyu's bed and heard a surprised voice. Shouldn't you need a blanket, right? Suyu blinked and said. After all, he is a cultivator of the 10 heavens of void, so naturally he cannot be affected by the environment. But Yun Ruoxi, I don't know. No, you're still immortal. It's very cold at night in Yunta. Alright, you use my blanket. Yun Ruoxi said, taking out a pink blanket from her ring. Then, Yun Ruoxi neatly spread out the blanket and placed it on Suyu's stone bed. Senior sister, give it to me. And you, don't you want to sleep here? At this moment, Yun Ruoxi was spreading the blanket, and her seductive body was even more beautiful. And from Suyu's perspective, it's big and round. It's okay, I'll just meditate tonight, Yun Ruoxi smiled and said, your senior sister, I'm a practitioner of the ceiling realm, and I can fall asleep anytime, anywhere. Senior sister, you're so kind, Suyu said with great emotion. Even though he was an orphan since childhood, he was truly warmed by such a careful, considerate, beautiful, and big senior sister. Upon hearing this, Yun Ruoxi turned around and blinked at Suyu's big eyes. What's wrong, senior sister? Suyu asked with some lack of confidence. Xiaoyu, why are you feeling a bit strange today? Yun Ruoxi frowned slightly. At ordinary times, her younger martial brother's concern for their 7 sisters is a casual attitude. Today, Suyu, how could she say such a thing? No, senior sister, I'm fine, Suyu smiled. Xiaoyu, I know you are very fragile. Yun Ruoxi said seriously, our 7 sisters have played with you since childhood, and know that you have not suffered any injustice. Don't be too sad, it is only temporary, and I will beg for mercy from the master. Yes, it must be my junior brother who has been stimulated. Yun Ruoxi was thinking. I'm not upset. Suyu touched the back of her head and quickly turned to the window, saying, Senior sister, the moonlight tonight is so beautiful, round and big, just like round. On a night of full moon. Yun Ruoxi's expression changed in surprise for a moment. The next second, Yun Ruoxi's black hair turned pale, and her pupils turned eerie crimson. Yun Ruoxi, like a white-haired witch, revealed her fangs and bit towards Suyu's back. At the moment when Yun Ruoxi's beast transformed, Suyu instinctively sensed something was wrong, so he immediately reached out and pushed towards the back. Coincidentally, Suyu's palm happened to fall on Yun Ruoxi's body. No, senior sister, what's wrong with you? Suyu, looking at the unusual transformation of Yun Ruoxi into a beast, said in some surprise. Death. Yun Ruoxi's voice also changed, from beautiful and gentle to fierce and fierce. The next second, she turned into a beast claw nail and had already grabbed Suyu. However, Yun Ruoxi, how could she harm Suyu? She was completely blocked by the shining protective golden light on her body. What's going on? It's demonized. Senior sister, wake up. Suyu dared not take action against Yun Ruoxi. He was afraid that he might not be of any importance and hurt Yun Ruoxi. After all, it is difficult for Yun Ruoxi, a cultivator who has sealed the 5 heavens, to bear the power of the 10 heavens of Cave Void when released. A little carelessness, like the clouds shining in the morning, would cause the ashes to fly and disappear. Yun Ruoxi, however, became increasingly crazy. Unable to harm Suyu, changed to self-harm. She actually used her own animal claws to tear apart her clothes. Soon, it was torn apart in pieces. Many landscapes were revealed in Suyu's eyes. It has to be said that Yun Ruoxi is indeed tempting. But Suyu is by no means someone who takes advantage of someone's danger, let alone Yun Ruoxi, who cares for him so much. Furthermore, as an inexperienced man, Suyu is somewhat shy when facing women. Seeing that Yun Ruoxi couldn't be awakened for half a day, and her nails were about to hurt her body, Suyu still used her double pupils in helplessness. Suyu, try to release the power of heavy pupils as much as possible. Even so, Yun Ruoxi was still knocked unconscious by the shock. End of this chapter. Chapter 3. 3 Check-in, True God Level Set. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 3 Check-in, True God Level Set. Suyu immediately hugged Yun Ruoxi and placed her on the stone bed, covering her with a blanket. Fortunately, I didn't shake you. Suyu, after using her double pupils to detect, breathed a sigh of relief. Senior sister, what's going on? Suyu looked at Yun Ruoxi on the stone bed with some confusion. Unfortunately, in his memory, there is no record of the reason why Yun Ruoxi turned into a beast. Perhaps, Yun Ruoxi has been keeping this matter a secret. Just now, senior sister seemed to say, on the night of a full moon. Suyu looked at the beautiful full moon in the sky with confusion. Could it be that Yun Ruoxi transforms into a beast on a full moon night? Suyu was puzzled as he kept looking at Yun Ruoxi. Until dawn the next day. Host, will we proceed with the second check.in? Sign in. Ding. Successfully signed in and obtained the 10 heavens of the prince's realm, with a cultivation of ascending pill. Ding. Successful check.in, obtained divine and imperial level equipment, and receive a big gift pack. God and Emperor level equipment gift package. True God level set. Immortal Blood Demon Bone True God set. God and Emperor level armor, God and Emperor level crowns, God and Emperor level lining robes, God and Emperor level underwear, God and Emperor level swords, God and Emperor level sticks. Asterisk 100 inch in short, all 18 divine and imperial weapons have come to life. And, 100 pieces per sample. So many equipment. System, you're amazing. Suyu, although I don't know the function of divine level equipment, it should be very strong true God level, undoubtedly the strongest. At the same time. God of heaven, above the square. Arrogant. Too arrogant. Who let this go? He doesn't even consider us heavenly sect as human beings. Thousands of disciples, picking up the white bars on the ground, one by one filled with righteous indignation. Originally, just now, many white bars scattered from the white clouds, with a few lines written on them. Li Qinghuan of the Hehuan sect, visited the Jade Maiden Immortal Palace today and was fortunate to have a female disciple. If you stop, you will surely destroy the entire sect. Which Maru 8D is this Hehuan sect, Li Qinghuan? The Hehuan sect is one of the evil sects in the northern San continent. The main way of cultivation in the sect is to collect yin and replenish yang. It is said that before each action, the Hehuan sect would sprinkle such white bars. Not long ago, Qingyun Heavenly Sect and Luoxia Heavenly Sect were successively visited by Hehuan sect, and their 2 female disciples were brutally killed. Qingyun and Luoxia, the 2 major sect leaders, surprisingly ordered not to resist, said an elderly disciple. Ah! Senior brother, why don't they resist? There is no other reason, there are powerful kings within the Hehuan sect. My disciples, my back is slightly cold. King-level powerhouses are among the most prominent in the North San continent. Absolutely possessing the ability to destroy the heavenly sect. The Tianzong who has been targeted may have to obediently submit. This matter needs to be told to the senior management immediately. In the Tianyun Pagoda. 10 heavenly kings, it's done. Suyu, excited. Just now, he who devoured the cultivation of the ascending pill, has successfully jumped from the 10 heavens of cave void to the 10 heavens of king's ceiling. The power within the body has grown more than 20 times. Xiaoyu. Why are you so excited? Just then, behind Suyu, Yun Ruoxi's voice came. Suyu turned around and saw that Yun Ruoxi was patting her head with her jade hand, while on her body Suyu blushed slightly and smiled. Senior sister, why don't you put on your clothes? Clothes? Ah! Xiaoyu, turn around. Yun Ruoxi looked at herself and immediately shouted. Suyu, turn around immediately. Yun Ruoxi took out a brand new set of clothes from the space ring and began to put them on. Xiaoyu, I didn't hurt you last night, did I? Yun Ruoxi looked at the shallow scratches on her skin and recalled the animal-like incident last night. While putting on clothes, he asked. Last night, you looked very strange, Suyu chuckled lightly. You scratched your clothes to pieces, but later on, you fainted. Did you faint? Yun Ruoxi said with some confusion. Senior sister, I didn't do anything. Suyu said. You don't know, senior sister. I'm most at ease with you, Yun Ruoxi said with a smile. Her junior brother wouldn't be interested in her own body. Senior sister, what happened to you last night? Suyu asked. I'm dressed, turn around, Yun Ruoxi replied. Suyu, I just turned around. Yun Ruoxi's clothes seem to be all red. However, this red dress is very tight-fitting, making Yun Ruoxi look even more beautiful. Her figure is also more explosive. Xiaoyu, actually everyone has secrets. Promise to help senior sister and keep this secret, okay? Yun Ruoxi looked at Suyu affectionately. Okay. Suyu nodded, but, senior sister, what's wrong with you? Everyone has a secret. Su Yu's secret is even greater. When it's time, I'll tell you. Ruoxi smiled and said, "All right, I'll leave first. Later, Shanshan will come and accompany you." "Oh." Su Yu nodded. "Be good." Ruoxi whistled, and after a burst of dragon roar, the red dragon from yesterday came to the window of Tianyun Tower. Subsequently, Ruoxi picked up the food box and jumped onto the back of the red dragon. "When leaving, don't forget to wave to Su Yu." "Senior sister, what's going on?" Su Yu looked at Ruoxi in a daze. Ruoxi is his first intimate friend to come to this other world. "Su Yu, we must not let Ruoxi have anything to do. He has decided that after 7 days, he will definitely cure Ruoxi's illness." "But now." Su Yu naturally collapsed at the bedside. A tantalizing aroma rushed in an instant. "It's too intoxicating. Whether it's the residual body fragrance of Ruoxi or the unique rouge fragrance on the pink quilt, it makes Su Yu feel relaxed and happy." Sleep last night without sleep, Su Yu went to sleep with a heavy head. At noon, the familiar dragon roar awakened Su Yu from her sleep. Su Yu thought it was Ruoxi who had returned, so she stood up and saw that someone else had changed. This person is even more outrageous. Absurdly, it is naturally that surging atmosphere. This person has a head of shiny black long hair, wearing orange pearl jewelry on it. Under his long hair, there was also a stunning face, but it was evident that although his eyes were extremely beautiful, there was always a feeling of lifelessness and a slight hint of dementia. However, this does not affect her beauty at all, but rather gives her a unique charm. Her figure is incredibly tall, and compared to Ruoxi, she should be the same. She is about 1.8 meters tall, and only slightly shorter than Su Yu. And the woman's figure can be considered the most outrageous existence that Su Yu has ever seen. Somewhere, almost breaking through the orange robe, it was the most outrageous existence Su Yu had ever seen in her past and present lives. Su Yu was thinking that Luoshanshan couldn't see her toes when she lowered her head. "It's outrageous. It's outrageous. Open the door for outrageous people," Su Yu said in secret. Like Ruoxi, she also held a food box in her hand. "Su Yu, in my vague memory, there is a woman's name. This is, second senior sister, Luoshanshan." End of this chapter. Chapter 4. The Foolish Second Senior Sister. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 4. The Foolish Second Senior Sister, oh my. Just as Su Yu was marveling, a soft and sticky "oh" sound rang out. Luoshanshan, while jumping out of the window, accidentally tripped and fell in front of Su Yu, biting the mud. Su Yuduan's eyes lit up in time, and from this angle, second senior sister. Su Yu immediately shook her head and went over to help Luoshanshan up. "I'm sorry, Xiaoyu, senior sister, you've made a fool of yourself." Luoshanshan pulled her slipping shoulder and looked at Su Yu with a silly smile. Luoshanshan's smile, although slightly silly, can truly be considered as a charming smile when looking back. The 6 palaces are pink and colorless. Especially, the shallow dimples have an extremely unique charm. For Luoshanshan, there is still a little memory in Su Yu's heart. A big chest without a brain. A typical chest without brain. Although she is the second elder martial sister, among the 7 sisters, she has the worst understanding in the lowest accomplishments. Only, Yuanling 10 heavens. But, Rosalinda is born with divine power. At the age of 10, one can lift 100 tons of boulders. One arm bend can break a cow's head. And it's also the one who treats Su Yu the best besides the senior sister. "It's okay, senior sister, be careful," Su Yu smiled. "Actually, I just noticed something, but suddenly I thought of something. If I wasn't careful, I stumbled," Luoshanshan said with a smile. "Come on, Xiaoyu, you're hungry." Luoshanshan smiled as she looked at Su Yu. This is the kidney stir-fried by senior sister for you. Eat more and make up for it. Great, I'm starving, Suyu smiled happily. Although he doesn't need to eat anymore, Yun Ruoxi's craftsmanship does give him a lifelong unforgettable feeling. Ha! Second senior sister, where are the chopsticks? Suyu asked. Chopsticks. Chopsticks. Oh, I forgot. Luo Shanshan frowned. I just said, I forgot something important. Hey, why don't you use your fingers as chopsticks, Xiaoyu? Luo Shanshan said, grabbing a piece of waste with her Qianqian jade finger and delivering it to Suyu's mouth. Suyu reluctantly and cautiously ate it, but he quickly smiled and said, Senior sister Shanshan, let me do it myself. Okay, I seem to have grabbed a sword just now and forgot to wash my hands, Luo Shanshan nodded. No wonder it has a slightly astringent taste. Suyu hesitated slightly in her heart. Then, regardless of how much he did, he grabbed the stir-fried kidney and served it to his mouth like eating peanuts. Ah! At this moment, Luo Shanshan, holding her fragrant cheeks in her hand, sighed. What's wrong, senior sister? Suyu asked. The people of Hehuan sect are so despicable. Luo Shanshan sighed. Hehuan sect. Suyu raised her eyebrows and picked. This name, upon hearing it, is not serious. Yeah, you don't know. It's so despicable. Just now, someone from the Hehuan sect came directly to the sect to fight and said they would poison the female disciples of our Jade Fairy Palace. Luo Shanshan said angrily. So arrogant. Suyu frowned slightly. There's nothing we can do. Hehuan sect, I heard that the sect leader is a powerful person at the level of a prince. Luo Shanshan shook her head and sighed, Sect leader, let all the female disciples of the Jade Fairy Palace go to the Lingua Cave today to hide. There is the only remaining magic formation of the divine heavenly sect there. So, senior sister, why are you here? Suyu asked. Yeah. Why am I here? Luo Shanshan suddenly realized. Suyu was completely speechless in her heart. A typical person with a big chest and no brain feels that if someone sells her second senior sister, she may still be helping others for money. I want to take care of you, Xiaoyu. Luo Shanshan's already lifeless gaze turned, but I should go to the Lingua Cave for refuge. Luo Shanshan looks a bit silly, but her feelings for Suyu are real. Ah! Xiaoyu, I'm leaving. Luo Shanshan shouted. Suyu shook her head slightly. Little lady, where are you going? At this moment, a black figure appeared on the windowsill. This person, leaning against the window, holding a wild flower picked from the roadside in his mouth, looks so ugly. My face is full of pockmarks, my mouth is crooked and my eyes are slanted, it's simply unbearable. Who are you? Luo Shanshan's eyes rolled around. Flower-picking thief, Li Qinghuan. Li Qinghuan smiled faintly. Okay, I didn't expect that the female disciples of the Jade Fairy Palace are so top-notch. Li Qinghuan looked at Luo Shanshan and said with some drool, I should have come here long ago. Li Qinghuan. You are the Li Qinghuan of the Hehuan sect. Luo Shanshan, after slowing down for a while, finally reacted and said in surprise. Not bad, little lady, come on. Li Qinghuan showed a lascivious smile. Did you ask me if you want to move my senior sister? At this moment, Suyu, a cold voice sounded. Ha ha ha. Li Qinghuan looked at Suyu with a smile and said, just a mortal, ridiculous. You're her junior brother, right? Why don't you do this? When I feel comfortable playing, you can continue. Don't worry, with me here, no one dares to touch you in this divine heavenly sect. Speaking, Li Qinghuan was already rushing towards Luo Shanshan. I'm fighting with you. Rosalind, her whole body lit up with orange light. The mere Yuanling realm cultivator, in front of me, a wandering realm cultivator, is simply pointless resistance. Li Qinghuan smiled coldly. But in that moment, time and space solidified directly. The next second, Su Yu's heavy pupils lit up in her eyes, while Li Qinghuan had already dissipated, leaving no residue left. Although Su Yu is promiscuous. But if I hit myself, can I still survive? And at this moment, go, he's not a man anymore. Then, time and space moved again. Boom. Accompanied by a burst of explosive sounds, Luo Shanshan's fist charged forward. But she didn't know that Li Qinghuan had already been killed by Su Yu. One punch fell flat and hit the wall of Tianyun Tower. The Tianyun Tower is extremely sturdy and not broken, but some dust still rustles down. Senior sister, what are you doing? Su Yu quickly covered her fried waist and deliberately asked. Strange, where's Li Qinghuan? Luo Shanshan said with a bewildered expression. There's no such thing as Li Qinghuan. Su Yu deliberately said, just the two of us. No, there's clearly Li Qinghuan. Luo Shanshan scratched the back of her head. Senior sister, you read it wrong. Seeing that she had been fooled, Su Yu smiled and said. Did I have a memory disorder? Luo Shanshan, with a bewildered expression on her face, sat on a stool. Oh my! Unexpectedly, Luo Shanshan sat empty and slumped onto the ground in a cave on the northern continent of Tsang. A figure draped in a black cloak sat cross-legged on the rock collapse. And in the staircase below him, many figures sat cross-legged like Buddhas. A gust of wind blew by, and a lamp next to the black cloak suddenly went out. Everyone's face changed. Qinghuan's life lamp, it's gone, and the black cloak exclaimed in surprise. Qinghuan, he is my proudest disciple. Who dares to kill him? Said the old man with a black cloak angrily. Report to the sect leader, said an old man, young master, today we are going to the divine heavenly sect. Okay, what a divine heavenly sect. Dare to kill my disciple, wait for the door to be destroyed. The black cloak elder exclaimed in anger. Just the divine heavenly sect, why should the sect leader take action? I'm going to destroy the entire divine heavenly sect, said the old man before. End of this chapter. Chapter 5. A bamboo sticker. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 5. A bamboo sticker, go ahead. If you don't see the head of the divine heavenly sect or the head of Emperor Dai, you can raise your head to meet him, said the old man with a black cloak in a gloomy tone. Yes. At night. Tianyun Pagoda. What's going on? Su Yu shook her head helplessly as she looked at Luo Shanshan lying on her stone bed, sleeping soundly. She even said she took care of me, who is taking care of who? That being said, Rosalind, this curve now has too much visual impact. S-shaped, Su Yu raised her palm and wanted to give Luo Shanshan a sharp slap, but she still didn't take action. At this moment, Su Yu's eyes looked out the window. Daizong, get out of here. An old voice echoed through the vast divine heavenly sect. The disciples of Shantian's sect were all startled and looked up at the sky. Under the moonlight, an old man wearing a red robe and red hair stood facing the wind. Who is that, so arrogant? No, I don't know. Immediately, several figures soared into the air. They, each and every one of them, do not need to rely on force to fly. Obviously, they are all strong individuals who have stepped into the air. Only by stepping into the air can one be able to soar without relying on external forces. These are all the elders of the divine heavenly sect who protect the sect. Your Excellency, who knows where this is and dares to act recklessly here? Lu Qingyun, the elder of the sect protector, asked coldly. You're not qualified enough to talk to me, let Daizong get out. The old man with red hair sneered. If you want to see the sect leader, then you need to see your skills. Lu Qingyun, unwilling to be outdone. However, the next second. With a loud bang, several elders guarding the sect who took off were all shot down from high altitude, spewing blood out loud. What? The elder protector of the sky realm has been instantly killed. Dong Su Chang. And at least he is a Dong Su Chang of the 5 heavens or above. All disciples, they are shocked. The high-level cave virtual strong may only be able to compete with the sect leader and a few cabinet elders. Bold. A majestic voice came from the central main hall of the divine heavenly sect. Along the way, the old man with white hair and a fairy-like demeanor, holding a brush of dust, arrived in front of the red-haired old man. This person is the head of the divine heavenly sect, Emperor Dai. Daizong, you shrunken turtle, finally dares to come out. The red-haired old man, without any fear of Daizong, sneered. Who are you? How dare you act recklessly in the divine heavenly sect? Daizong said coldly. Today, the young master of the Hehuan sect, Li Qinghuan, was brutally killed by your divine heavenly sect. I am here to destroy your entire family, the old man with red hair sneered. Upon hearing that it was the Hehuan sect, Emperor Dai's confidence weakened significantly and his face turned pale. He doesn't have the courage to offend the royal family. What? Li Qinghuan is the young master of the Hehuan sect. Li Qinghuan is dead. The young master of the Hehuan sect is dead. All the disciples were in a state of uproar and fear. Who is it? With such courage, killing the young master of the Hehuan sect is forcing the divine heavenly sect towards death, isn't it? If you offend the Wang-level sect, don't even think about surviving. Your Excellency, are you not mistaken? Daizong's face changed slightly and he smiled apologetically. Li Qinghuan, you have never been to the divine heavenly sect. Humph, then I don't care. Anyway, the young master died in your sect. Today, I will destroy all of your sections. Daizong, let's start with you first. The old man with red hair's voice fell, and behind him, a total of 10 red hollow holes appeared. 10 void holes, cave void 10 heavenly strongers. Both Emperor Dai and his disciples were shocked by one of them. Demon flames roar. The next second, the old man with red hair opened his eagle's mouth and fled. Among the 10 caves, there were 10 bundles of demonic flames rushing towards Emperor Dai. Divine light protects the body. Daizong let out a soft drink, and 9 hollow holes appeared behind him. The brilliant golden light enveloped his entire body. However, Dong Su Jiu Chong Tian is not his opponent. In an instant, Emperor Daizong was at a disadvantage, being crushed and retreating step by step. Don't be so reckless as a demon thief. Master, we are here. Waves of figures soar into the air, each one being a cultivator in the void realm. They all mobilize divine power to protect Emperor Daizong. The elders of the divine heavenly sect, take action. Nevertheless, there is a huge gap between cultivators in the 10-fold heaven of cave void and cultivators in the 9-fold heaven of cave void, which cannot be compensated for by a few low-level cultivators in the realm of cave void. In an instant, Emperor Dai and all the elders of the divine heavenly sect were shaken to the ground. Master, this thief is too strong for us to defeat. Ah! The sect leader and elders have both been defeated. We, the divine heavenly sect, are we like this? Are we dead? Is there anyone who can help us? The strongest pillar collapsed, all disciples, completely hopeless. You bunch of trash are really too weak. Daizong, take your life. The old man with red hair laughed heartily. Too weak. On the Tianyun pagoda, Suyu looked down at the battle below, eating fried kidneys while gently shaking her head. Suyu, I never expected that this divine heavenly sect would be so vulnerable to a single blow. Hey! At this time, he must take action, otherwise, all sisters will be the second, and he will also be forced to expose. Immediately, he picked up a toothpick from the table and threw it directly at Emperor Daizong. A toothpick, originally without any power. However, under the power of Suyu, a powerful figure in the 10 heavenly kings, he already possesses the power to move mountains and fill the sea. Therefore, but seeing that this is like a toothpick easily penetrating the void the next second, the old man with red hair, who was laughing wildly, suddenly stopped laughing and his gaze froze. Immediately, it fell heavily to the ground, motionless. What's going on? The disciples, as well as Dai Zong and the elders of the divine heavenly sect, who were ready to go, did not know what had happened when they saw this incredible scene. Why, the red-haired old man who was just domineering died suddenly. Don't go over, be careful of any scams. Watching the red-haired old man die suddenly, Dai Zong said cautiously. They were just observing from a distance, and no one dared to approach. After a full 5 minutes, when the old man with red hair was truly motionless, Emperor Dai and his disciples dared to investigate forward. Dead, this strong member of the Hehuan sect, really dead. Feeling that there was no movement on the old man with red hair, everyone finally believed. But how did you die? An elder of the divine heavenly sect asked in confusion. Look. At this moment, a disciple pointed to the forehead of the old man with red hair. There's actually a bamboo stick inserted. Everyone, their eyes lit up and they stared at the bamboo stick with a frightened expression. Ah! Is it difficult? Just now, someone used a bamboo stick to kill the red-haired old man from Dongshu 10 heavens. This sentence shocked Emperor Daizong, the elders, and disciples to the extreme. What kind of means can we use a bamboo stick to kill today's peak-level powerhouses? Master, is it possible that there are powerful beings hidden within our divine heavenly sect? Lu Qinyun exclaimed in surprise. Daizong shook his head, looking equally confused. Hiding the mighty ones of the world. Who could that be? No matter who it is, this person has saved my God heavenly sect. I, Emperor Dai, am grateful to him. Emperor Dai sighed. Starting from today, block the sect gate and open the protect the sect formation. Do not let anyone from the Hehuan sect enter again. Yes. With the great patriarch protection formation in place, don't even think of a fly coming in. The voices of the crowd fell. A gust of strong wind is rising. The house of the divine heavenly sect, as well as the surrounding trees, began to shake. At the same time, everyone felt a wave of suffocating energy coming from the air. Some disciples with weaker cultivation even knelt down directly. Not good, here comes the king-level powerhouse of the Hehuan sect. End of this chapter. Chapter 6. 6 Princes Only Want One Root. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 6. 6 Princes Only Want One Root. Dai Zong stared at the collapsed space in the air and exclaimed in surprise for the first time. Only king-level powerhouses can tear apart space. Ah! The elders and disciples, one by one, were as pale as ashes. A cultivator with 10 levels of emptiness has already made them so passive. The level of a powerful king and the cultivator of the cave void realm are not at the same level. The next second, a corner of the sky collapsed in front of everyone, and many old figures stepped out from the gaps in space. Led by the old man wearing a black cloak, he stood out of nowhere with his arms around his chest. He is like a king who reigns over the world. Seeing this old man, Dai Zong and others were like rare enemies facing the world. Your divine heavenly sect is so bold that even the young master and elders of our Hehuan sect dare to kill. An elder of the Hehuan sect chuckled coldly. Your Excellency, I, the divine heavenly sect, almost never make enemies with anyone. I have never seen the young master of the Hehuan sect, Li Qinghuan. The elder of your sect, without saying a word, will take my head from my neck. We are just protecting ourselves. Dai Zong replied with a painful expression on his face. Humph, today, the divine heavenly sect is destined, blood flows into a river. The elder sneered. The old man with a black cloak remained silent and looked coldly at the ground, the red-haired old man who died suddenly. At that moment his pupils shrank slightly. He noticed the bamboo stick and hit it right in the center of his eyebrows. A bamboo stick broke open the golden body of the red-haired old man. Dai Zong and his group of people certainly do not have such strength, so it should not be Dai Zong who took action. Qi Jun, who killed it? The old man with a black cloak, facing inside the divine heavenly sect, coldly spoke out and questioned. Suddenly, the old man with a black cloak felt a strong sense of oppression coming from the sky. He fixed his gaze and saw a bamboo stick piercing through the void, flying towards him. Blessed by demons. The old man with a black cloak was shocked and his whole body was filled with demonic energy. On his body, a visible giant demon shadow appeared. When this demon appears, it gives people a feeling of wanting to pay homage. Dai Zong, I'm a bit surprised. The move of the black cloak elder must be a king-level skill. But why did he suddenly use the king-level martial arts? And the next second, the shadow of the black cloak elder shattered, and a mouthful of blood sprayed out, falling to the ground without lifting up. Master. Seeing this sudden scene, the elders of the Hehuan sect were shocked. What surprised them even more was that a brilliant golden light shone on the forehead of the head of the Hehuan sect. The golden light dissipated, revealing a bamboo stick. This bamboo stick has taken the order of the head of the Hehuan sect. Another bamboo stick, annihilating the king-level powerhouse. The elders of Zhonghuan sect only felt a chill in their back and twitching in their limbs. In the next moment, several bamboo sticks broke through the air again. The screams echoed one after another, and the elders of the Hehuan sect died one by one. It's bamboo sticks again. They're all bamboo sticks. Everyone, you can clearly see the elders of the Hehuan sect with bamboo sticks inserted in their eyebrows, each with a shocked expression. Expert. It must be another expert from my divine heavenly sect. If it weren't for the expert's action, our divine heavenly sect's 100,000-year foundation would have been destroyed in an instant. Emperor Dai was extremely excited and turned to the interior of the divine heavenly sect. Dai Zong, thank you to the expert for saving the sect. Thank you to the expert for saving the sect. The elders and disciples all shouted towards the interior of the divine heavenly sect. A gust of wind blew by, and the so-called expert had no response. Master, why don't you come into this world? Lu Qingyun asked as he looked at Emperor Dai for a long time. Perhaps you are an expert, deliberately avoiding the world in my divine heavenly sect. Let's not disturb the expert's cultivation. Dai Zong calmed down his excitement. It makes sense, it makes sense. Today's matter must not be publicized to anyone, and the bodies of the members of the Hehuan sect must be secretly dealt with. Who dares to reveal a word to the public? No wonder this place is ruthless. Yes. On the Tianyun Tower, the expert Su Yu was stretching lazily. He had no choice but to take action. If you blame him, he will only blame him. This divine heavenly sect is too weak. Fortunately, this Dai Zong was quite witty and saved himself a lot of trouble. Turn off the lights, sleep. Su Yu chuckled lightly. As Su Yu's words fell, the lights inside the Tianyun Tower went out. The night had no impact on Su Yu at all. He could see that it was Luo Shanshan who stood up and blew out the light. Senior sister, what are you doing? Su Yume frowned. Yes, didn't you say you turned off the lights? Rosalind said innocently. Su Yu shook her head and lit the light again. I'm used to saying that now, senior sister. Why are you awake? Just now, it was so noisy outside. Did something happen? Asked Luo Shanshan. No, everything is normal. Su Yu smiled. Oh. Luo Shanshan nodded, then collapsed onto the bed and quickly sat up again. That's not right, Xiaoyu. I slept in your bed, where are you sleeping? Luo Shanshan asked, you don't have cultivation, you must sleep on time. I'll get up. No need, senior sister, you can sleep. No big deal, I'll sleep on the ground. Su Yu smiled. Why don't we sleep together, said Luo Shanshan innocently, her eyes blank. Ah. It's okay, senior sister doesn't mind, Luo Shanshan shook her head and replied. Su Yu's pupils twitched. As a young man with yellow flowers, how could he easily and inexplicably cohabit with a woman? I am very shy. But give it a try, it's not impossible. Senior sister, I'm here. Su Yu said, lying directly on the outside. However, Su Yu still aimed her back at Luo Shanshan. Sleeping with a woman feels very comfortable and a bit uneasy. After all, being used to sleeping alone can be somewhat uncomfortable. Luo Shanshan smiled gently and covered the widest side of the blanket on Su Yu's body, then fell asleep peacefully. Su Yu slept tonight, which can be said to be the most comfortable time in history. At night, Su Yu was awakened by a burst of dreamy words. It was sent by Rosalind. No, no. Su Yu opened her eyes and looked at Luo Shanshan. Luo Shanshan was holding her body, curled up in a ball, her limbs trembling, and she kept shouting the words she had just said. Senior sister, did you have a nightmare? Su Yu's pupils rolled. Mother, don't leave me. Suddenly, Luo Shanshan hugged Su Yu's arm and shouted excitedly. What's going on here? Su Yu's pupils twitched slightly. He remembered that in his memory, his 7 teacher sisters, all orphans, were adopted by Master Guanyue Fairy. Luo Shanshan, did you dream of her mother? At this moment, Luo Shanshan seemed to stabilize a bit, but still tightly hugged Su Yu's arm. Okay. Soft. Su Yu seemed to have touched something. Take a closer look, it's fatal. What a surging. Senior sister, how could you tempt me so much? I am still a pure young man. Well, how do you sleep? Su Yu shook her head, forget it, tonight is destined to be another sleepless night. End of this chapter. Chapter 7. Third Senior Sister Chinya. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 7. Third Senior Sister Chinya, ding. Host, are you starting your third check.in? It's midnight, sign in. Ding. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the 10 Heavenly Realms Ascending Pill of Emperors and a Secret Script gift pack. Secret Script. True God level skill. God Finger 13 Swords. God and Emperor level skill. Daksumi Palm, Truth Arhat Fist, Heaven and Earth Sun and Moon Palm, Haina Mountain and River Fist. All kinds of secrets, including all kinds of subjects. System, you really win my heart. Su Yu was very excited. Finally, here comes the cultivation method. Bamboo stick murder, although handsome. But how can one do without some cultivation techniques? Isn't this just here? There are thousands of them. 13 Swords of Divine Fingers. Su Yu immediately focused her attention and projected it onto the 13 Swords of Divine Fingers. As the only true divine level technique, this is naturally the most favored by Su Yu. Soon, all the secret techniques of the Divine Finger 13 Swords entered Su Yu's mind. Divine Finger 13 Swords. Use your fingers as your sword, and snap your fingers to shatter the void. 1 sword cuts off the river, 2 swords divide the mountains into half, 3 swords collapse and destroy the earth. The 12 true gods of the sword all fall, and the 13 swords cut off the river of time. Dominant. This opening phrase is really domineering. Su Yu was about to wield the sword with her right hand, but her right arm was tightly suppressed by Luo Shanshan. I have no choice but to use my left hand. In an instant, Su Yu only felt an extremely domineering sword intent coming from her fingertips. It seems like there is a sense of heaven and earth sword, all belonging to this hand. Next second, Su Yu's fingertips lightly move. Outside, it's completely fried. The mountain has collapsed, the mountain has collapsed. Waves of shouts and gongs came. A high mountain near Shintian's sect has been cut in two. Su Yu quickly swallowed the emperor sealing pill and easily hugged Luo Shanshan to sleep. No, I don't think so. Su Yu was stunned for a moment. However, this feeling is really good. Senior sister, hold my arm and I'll hold you too, isn't it too much? Su Yu looked at Luo Shanshan and smiled. Not too much. Unexpectedly, Luo Shanshan's voice rang out. Senior sister, are you awake? Su Yu was slightly surprised and wanted to pull her hand back. But all she saw was Luo Shanshan, grabbing Su Yu's hand and embracing her slender waist. This time, I didn't take the initiative to do it. Su Yu smiled. And Luo Shanshan directly pressed her cheek against Su Yu's arm, and fell asleep with a contented expression on her face. Is she awake or sleepwalking? The next day, Luo Shanshan has left. Before leaving, don't forget to tidy up the bedding and take the food box with you. Tianyun Pagoda, Su Yu is the only one left. Is this the imperial level strength? Su Yu exclaimed to herself. Last night, the 10 heavenly ascension pill consumed by him has already taken effect. He found that the difference between the 10-fold sky of the emperor and the 10-fold sky of the king may not be 20 times, at least 40 times or more. So, how strong is the realm of the three gods, even the realm of the true gods? Su Yu didn't know, but he was looking forward to it. Once he achieved the realm of true gods, it would be the time for him to explore the northern Song continent. By the way, make sure to bring the eldest senior sister and the second senior sister together. These two senior sisters are so heartwarming. Next, keep sleeping. Su Yu smiled. At this moment, Su Yu's pupils shrank slightly. The reason is that his ancient double pupils opened on their own. There is only one such situation, ancient heavy pupils, smelling the scent of treasure. On this day, Cloud Pagoda has treasures. Su Yu was slightly surprised. Search through memory. Su Yu discovered that, the Divine Heavenly Sect is only a heavenly sect now, but it is one of the few sects in the North Tsang continent, with a history of 100,000 years. It is said that 100,000 years ago, the Divine Heavenly Sect once gave birth to a divine-level powerhouse. At that time, the Divine Heavenly Sect was a sect standing at the peak of the mainland. Later on, the divine-level powerhouse disappeared, and countless treasures and secrets of the sect were taken away by outsiders. From then on, the Divine Heavenly Sect plummeted and never recovered. I remember Senior Sister once said, the Cloud Pagoda of this day has been preserved since the founding of the sect. Could it be that there is a secret inside the Cloud Pagoda of this day? Su Yu pondered for a moment, and the ancient double pupils opened up their perspective. At a glance, it was an ordinary tower, only slightly too high. However, there can be no mistake in the induction of ancient heavy pupils. Su Yu quickly teleported to the level below the tower. Here, it's empty and ordinary. Su Yujing stood for a long time, and finally, within reach, he sensed an unusual aura in the space. In the next moment, Su Yu's ancient heavy pupils gathered their strength and rushed towards that space. A spatial vortex suddenly appeared. Sure enough, this day's cloud tower is not easy. Do you want to go in? Su Yu stared at the spatial vortex and pondered seriously for a while. In the end, he chose to give up. If there is anything inside, it would be too dangerous. Going back in 4 days is the best solution. Coincidentally, the familiar sound of dragon wings flapping sounded, and Su Yu quickly turned back to her room. That spatial vortex is also closing on its own at this moment. However, what Su Yu didn't know was that his action had already caught the attention of the demon path. Su Yu arrived at the room and saw an additional woman in front of her. The woman looks about 25.6 years old, with long black hair in the shape of a ponytail, wearing many green gemstones on top. The woman's appearance is so pure. It seems like at a glance, there is a feeling that makes people feel like basking in spring breeze, especially her eyes, clear and transparent. Above, there is no worldly diversity, it is unparalleled purity. Her figure is also extremely tall and stylish, although not as flamboyant as Yun Ruoxi in Luo Shanshan, it is definitely very predictable, just the perfect figure. And unlike Yun Ruoxi in Luo Shanshan, Qinya has a unique temperament of a lady from a wealthy family. She is carrying a guqin on her back. Third senior sister, Suyu chuckled lightly. Suyu had to marvel that her sisters were really more perfect than each other. With Qinya's temperament alone, he can instantly kill all the literati and scholars that Suyu has seen. Moreover, Suyu knew that his third senior sister Qinya was a genius. Of course, it does not only refer to talent in cultivation, but also to other aspects such as piano, chess, calligraphy, literature, and painting, all of which are outstanding. Junior brother Su, it's my turn today. Qinya smiled sweetly. Listening to her voice, one can feel that her speech is extraordinary, and her voice gives a feeling of intoxication. Third senior sister, what food did you bring today? Su Yuban was not a foodie. But since eating Yun Ruoxi's stir-fried kidneys for 2 days, Suyu has completely fallen in love with it. End of this chapter. Chapter 8. The Saint of the 8 Villages. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 8. The Saint of the 8 Villages, no, only this one. Qinya placed the ancient qin behind her on the table. This. Suyu raised her eyebrows slightly. Yeah. The senior sister is cooking for you just to heal you. After all, you don't have to eat for 7 days. So junior brother, the senior sister can use food to heal you, and I can also use the sound of a qin to heal your soul. Qinya smiled elegantly. Alright then. Suyu twitched at the corner of her mouth. What kind of cure does he need? He, who was granted the imperial realm, could not eat for 1,000 years. However, being able to listen to such a beautiful woman playing the piano is also a blessing in the world. Anyway, he's just passing the time. But seeing Qinya's Qianshan jade finger, she plucked the strings of the qin. A beautiful voice immediately drifted throughout the entire room. Outside the window, some rare birds linger, chirping and listening to dreamy melodies. Beautiful people, even more beautiful sounds. This is Suyu's view at this moment. This song is only heard in the sky, how many times can it be heard in the human world? Suyu, listening to the music of the qin, gradually forgot the time. Junior brother, senior sister, can I ask you a question? Suddenly, Qinya's piano stopped playing, and a soft voice sounded. Ask, senior sister. Suyu nodded. Senior sister, someone is watching. Qinya blinked and thought for a moment before saying. Being targeted. Who is it? Suyu frowned slightly. Dare to keep an eye on his senior sister, this person is probably going to have bad luck in 4 days. Junior brother, you don't have to be nervous, Qinya chuckled lightly. It's not that someone is going to attack me, but that someone has set their sights on me and wants to bring me under their command. Who? Shantian sect. Main hall. Sect leader. A disciple of the divine heavenly sect rushed into the main hall and hurriedly said to Emperor Dai. What's going on? You're in a panic. I didn't see my sect leader. He's sleeping, isn't he, meditating? Dai Zong, who was still holding his cheek and falling asleep, coldly scolded. Zong master. Poetry and literature dynasty, here comes the sage Xuan. The disciple of Shantian's sect quickly replied. What? Dai Zong quickly stood up, extremely excited. You're talking about the #1 sage in the world, the supreme elder of the poetry and literature dynasty, and the powerful Zhuangsheng at the royal level. Yes, Master Zhuang, right outside the door. He said he has set his sights on our divine heavenly sect, a female disciple of the Jade Fairy Palace, and wants to take her disciple. Hurry up. Hurry up. No, 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 I'll personally go and greet you. Also, let all the elders come over. Dai Zhongxing straightened his clothes and walked towards the outside of the main hall with a joyful expression on his face. Before he could see the sage Zhuang, he had already made a sound and said, I don't know if the sage Zhuang has arrived. It's a mistake to welcome him from afar. In the Tianyun Pagoda. Poetry and Literature Dynasty, the Sage of Zhuang. Upon hearing Qin Ye's words, Su Yu's expression remained unchanged. Yes, Saint Zhuang recently sent a message that he will soon visit the divine heavenly sect and personally accept me as his disciple. Qin Ye nodded. Just now, when I was climbing the tower, I saw a ray of rosy light coming from the east. It should be him. What kind of person is this Saint Zhuang? He is very powerful. Su Yu asked. Amazing. Qin Ye said with certainty, Junior brother, you should know that there are various ways of cultivation in the North Tsang continent, and the literary way is one of them. The literary way is based on poetry and literature, and the higher the achievement of poetry and literature, the faster the cultivation of the literary way. The Zhuangsheng is the existence with the highest level of poetry and literature, second to none in the literary way, known as the first person in the literary way. Many literary people dream of becoming their disciples. Do you want to join his sect? Su Yu smiled slightly. Qin Ye shook his head. To worship the sage of Zhuang means that I will leave Shintian's sect and go to the Shirwen dynasty. I don't want to leave here, sisters or Su Yu. Su Yu was slightly moved and said, then reject him. Qin Ye still denied, Master Zhuang has a strange personality, and he will definitely do what he decides. If I refuse, he may put pressure on the sect and master. He is a sage of literature and the king level, and the sect will definitely compromise in the end. How unreasonable. It's just a fiefdom, how dare you be so reckless? Su Yu frowned and said. Junior brother, what are you saying? Qin Ye blinked her eyes. It's nothing. Su Yu smiled, senior sister, I have a plan to make you completely reject him. What's the plan? At the same time, two people were standing outside the main hall of the divine heavenly sect. One old and one young. Xiaozhe is a child with a somewhat cunning appearance, with an extremely arrogant smile on the corner of his mouth. Old man, holding a scepter, wearing an embroidered robe, his white hair neatly bunted up, not a single messy hair visible. His appearance exudes a solemn and imposing aura, exuding a commanding aura. This person is the dynasty of poetry and literature, the sage of the way of literature, and Zhuang Taibai. Quickly, Emperor Dai and the elders of the divine heavenly sect from all directions gathered together and bowed to Zhuang Taibai, saying, see the sage of Zhuang. You don't need to be polite, I have come to seek help from the divine heavenly sect. Zhuang Taibai's powerful voice rang out. The elders, unaware of why, were all amazed. Did you hear me right? Zhuangsheng, you seek help from the divine heavenly sect. What level of character is this? Master Zhuang's words are heavy, Master Zhuang, please. Dai Zong also immediately nodded and bowed. Zhuang Taibai was not polite and strode into the main hall, followed closely by Emperor Daizong and the elders. So, Saint Zhuang, is she trying to take Qin Ye, a disciple of the Jade Maiden Immortal Palace, as a closed-door disciple? Daizong was pleasantly surprised when he learned about the situation. Elders, I am even more excited. Not bad, at the 100 Essays conference a few days ago, my master saw a plum blossom poem by Qin Ye, so today I am here to take Qin Ye as the second disciple to close the door. Without speaking, the young master Li Lu spoke directly, his tone strong and confident. Zhuang Taibai has not yet taken in his apprenticeship, and Li Lu has already called him his junior sister. He has great potential and will definitely win. Li Lu was thinking that his master, Saint Zhuang, personally came to the door to recruit disciples. Qinya wouldn't be so disrespectful. Upon hearing this, Dai Zong and others became even more excited. Qinya is a disciple of their divine heavenly sect. If he were to be taken as an apprentice by the sage Zhuang, their divine heavenly sect would have climbed a towering tree. You should know that Zhuang Taibai is the top saint in the literary world. He reached the realm of enfeoffment to the 10 heavens of kings hundreds of years ago, and it is said that he will break through again soon. Once Zhuang Taibai becomes a powerful emperor in the realm of enfeoffment, the poetry and literature dynasty will be renamed as the Poetry and Literature Emperor Dynasty. If it were related to Zhuang Taibai, then Emperor Dai wouldn't have to fear the so-called Hehuan sect last night. And his divine heavenly sect can also completely raise his eyebrows and exhale. Therefore, the surprise in the hearts of Emperor Daizong and the elders goes without saying. So, Emperor Daizong quickly said, being favored by the sage Zhuang is not only an honor for me, Qinya, but also an honor for the divine heavenly sect. Alright, from now on, Qinya will be the beloved disciple of the sage Zhuang. Thank you very much, Master Dai has succeeded. Zhuang Taibai sat high and said proudly. Okay, I'll send someone to summon Qinya. Master, I'm here. At this moment, Qinya's voice rang out. She walked in with great etiquette from outside the hall. Junior sister, you're here. End of this chapter. Chapter 9. Climbing High. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 9. Climbing high. Li Lu walked up without hesitation when he saw Qinya. However, Qinya ignored him and went straight to the side of Dai Zong and Zhuang Taibai, respectfully saying, Qinya has seen the sect leader and the sage of Zhuang. Dai Zong nodded and smiled happily. Qinya has already been worshipped by the Master Zhuang. In the future, they will be the trusted benefactors of the divine heavenly sect. Tuer, you're here. Zhuang Taibai said coldly, then kneel down and pay respects to the master. Emperor Daizong and the elders all hoped that Qinya would kneel down, but the latter shook his head and said, Master Zhuang, although you are a saint of literature and Taoism, Qinya will only kneel down to heaven and earth, my parents, and my master in this lifetime. Upon hearing these words, Emperor Daizong and all the elders changed their faces. Qinya, you are too presumptuous. How dare you be so unreasonable in front of a sage? Qinya junior sister, master, you have been accepted into our sect, and Lord Dai has also agreed. Master, that's your master, said Li Lu. He's not my master is Guanyue Fairy. Qinya said calmly. Emperor Daizong and the elders showed a slight change in expression. Qinya, who has always been knowledgeable and courteous, is somewhat disrespectful today. What are you talking about, said Zhuang Xingren, his already solemn expression adding a hint of coldness, sage, I already have a master. Qinya, still speaking calmly like water. Even if it's your master Guanyue Fairy, you have to call me a senior, said Master Zhuang coldly. I'll take you as my disciple, won't I harm you? Master Zhuang. Qinya chuckled lightly, since you want to take me as your disciple, what do you teach me? Who doesn't know, I am a master of literature and Taoism. Zhuang Xingren said with an indifferent expression, what I teach you is naturally literature and Taoism, poetry and prose. Master, preaching and receiving knowledge, solving people's doubts. Qinya continued, sage, I already have a teacher of literature and Taoism, no need for a sage to preach. Qinya, you're reckless. Li Lu suddenly became angry and said, who wouldn't know? My master, Master Zhuang, is the best in the world in terms of literary and moral education. How dare you say that what my master teaches is not as good as what your master teaches? Emperor Daizong and the elders also looked cold. Qinya, today is a bit too presumptuous. If you offend the sage Zhuang, the 100,000-year foundation of the divine heavenly sect will be destroyed. Master Zhuang, calm down. You can tell at a glance the poems on this white silk. Qinya, still calm and composed, took out a piece of white silk. Bring it to me for a look. Zhuang Xingren finally showed a hint of anger, and from afar, he sucked the white silk into his palm. Qinya, you really don't appreciate it. Li Lu was completely angry. My master, but he hardly ever accepts apprentices. Many literary and Taoist talents want to join my master's sect. Li Lu exclaimed indignantly. However, next came a shocking scene that shook everyone. Zhuang Xingren, holding the white silk in his hands, stood up directly. This scene caught everyone's attention. But only to see Zhuang Xingren, holding a white silk in his hand, his expression changed from anger to excitement, and his old palm began to tremble and tremble. Everyone looked surprised. Zhuang Xingren stared for dozens of seconds and knelt down directly. Stupid. The whole audience is completely stunned. What happened? What exactly happened? Zhuangsheng, after looking at the white silk, did he kneel down? Wrong, I'm wrong, everyone in the world is wrong. Zhuang Xingren held a white silk in his hand, and Wei Wei trembled and said, with this poem in his hand, I can't be considered the best scholar in the world. Everyone dared not speak. Li Lu, his face is even more unbelievable. My own master has always been arrogant and disdainful of anyone. What's going on today? For a long time, Master Zhuang stood up and looked excitedly at Qinya. I finally know what it means to have someone outside of us, and there is a heaven outside of us. Miss Qinya, you didn't write these poems, did you? Zhuang Xingren asked with tears in his eyes. No, it's a senior of mine. He can be considered my mentor, so Sage Qinya, I can't worship you as my disciple. Qinya said without changing his expression. No, no, no. I just wanted to ask, can I see this poet? Zhuang Xingren asked with excitement and hope. Sorry, Master Zhuang, Senior, I don't want to be disturbed. Qinya shook her head. Zhuang Xingren suddenly showed a look of disappointment, his pupils twirled, and finally placed the white silk carefully and respectfully on the table. He gritted his teeth and said, Lu'er, let's go. After speaking, the sage Zhuang walked out of the main hall with a disappointed expression on his face without looking back. Master, this. Li Lu looked at Bai Ju reluctantly, then at Qinya, and quickly followed her. Qinya. Is this? Dai Zong looked at Qinya with a painful expression on his face. At this moment, it may completely offend and kill the Saint Zhuang, and their foundation of the divine heavenly sect will be completely destroyed. Don't worry, my lord. Qinya smiled brightly, Master Zhuang, you are convinced that you have lost. He is a great scholar and won't argue with us. After Qinya Yu finished speaking, he bowed slightly towards Emperor Daizong, then turned around and left. Did Daizong and others leave a messy face? Did Zhuang Xingren lose? Are you willing to take orally after losing? Yeah, why did Zhuang Xingren kneel down and cry just now? White silk. Yes, that white silk. Daizong and others quickly picked up the white silk on the table, which was inscribed with a poem. Climbing high, the wind is swift, the ape howls mournfully in the sky, and the white bird flies back in the clear sand. The boundless forest sheds its leaves shower by shower, the endless river rolls its waves hour after hour. For thousands of miles of sorrowful autumn, I often stay as a guest, and for over 100 years, I have been sick and alone on stage. Difficulty and bitterness hate the frost on my temples, I am in a state of poverty and have stopped drinking in a murky glass. Junior brother, how did you write this poem? Returning to the Tianyun pagoda, Qinya read aloud, climbing high, and looked at Suyu with an incredulous expression on her face. This poem is like a stroke of genius, and its mastery is difficult for Qinya to find in any ancient literature that can be compared to it. It can be called the pinnacle of poetry and literature, unparalleled in both ancient and modern times. No wonder, Master Zhuang, you were so convinced to lose. However, Chinya was curious about how Suyu, who was even younger than herself and had almost never read books about sages, could write timeless quatrains. Because this poem was written by Suyu for herself. Suyu said she had a plan to persuade Zhuang Xingren to retreat. At first, Chinya didn't believe it until Suyu came up with this poem. "Senior sister, if I say, I wrote it myself, do you believe it?" Suyu said with a smile. This poem, of course, was not written by him, but by a timeless poet in his past life. Throughout history, it has been the crown of the 7 rhymes. Believe it? Chinya nodded and said. Suyu was slightly taken aback, thinking that Chinya didn't believe it. "Although it's unbelievable." Chinya said, "But you wrote it in front of me, and you haven't read any books." "Wait, did you steal it from a book?" "It's not in a book, it's in a dream." Suyu smiled lightly and said. "In my dream, I met an old man who taught me this timeless quatrain, and not only did he give it to me, but he also learned dozens of others." What Suyu said is naturally a scene in his past life where the teacher taught the text. It seems like a saint is daydreaming. Chinya seems to understand. Is there really a matter of daydreaming? Suyu was slightly surprised. Yeah. There are many people who have been blessed with divine opportunities and have been entrusted with dreams by saints. For example, in the eastern part of the Baitsang continent, in the Bodhi temple, a monk in the temple was entrusted with dreams by the Buddha and jumped to become a holy Buddha in the Buddha realm. For example, in the western mountain continent, there is a divine realm where immortals pass on their dreams and inspire a powerful emperor to break free from the shackles of eternity and become a divine realm. End of this chapter. Chapter 10. The Arrival of the Demon Realm. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 10. The Arrival of the Demon Realm. So junior brother, you must have been entrusted with a dream by Wendao first. Chinya said happily. Suyu smiled dryly in her heart. That's right. It is indeed a vast world, full of wonders. It's only natural for Chinya to think casually. Wait. Chinya suddenly said with a bright pupils. What's wrong, senior sister? Suyu said calmly. Your poetry is so desolate and desolate. Chinya frowned as she looked at Suyu. Junior brother, you're not really stimulated, are you? There's no such thing. Suyu smiled bitterly and said. Chinya's imagination is too rich, isn't it? He is truly a person who combines literature. Junior brother, you have been very helpful to me today. I will definitely do my best to beg my master. With this poem, my master will definitely forgive you. Chinya looked at Suyu sincerely. Senior sister, if you really appreciate me, you must not say that this poem was written by me. Suyu shook her head and replied. Why? This is your masterpiece. If it spreads, it will surely make a name for itself. Chinya frowned slightly. Your junior brother and I have no strength to bind chickens, Suyu deliberately said. If outsiders find out that I have been daydreaming by the sage, they won't be able to catch me. Suyu, he was just forced to act, no, write poetry. He doesn't want to cause trouble for himself for the time being. Yes, yes. Chinya suddenly realized. Wendao is based on poetry. The higher one's cultivation, the stronger their understanding of poetry. Conversely, the higher one's proficiency in reading poetry, the faster one's cultivation can improve. If they knew that you had been entrusted with a dream by the late sage and had obtained divine poetry and literature, they would definitely have had ill intentions. Chinya patted her chest and said, Fortunately, I just said that this was a gift from a reclusive senior, and I didn't mention you, junior brother. That's right, senior sister. Suyu smiled calmly. Younger martial brother, you really won't do anything stupid, will you? Chinya looked at Suyu. Don't worry, our sisters will take care of you. Senior sister, you really want to take care of me? Suyu's mouth curled up. How about you touch it? It's definitely true. Qinya patted her heart and said. Suyu was slightly taken aback. These senior sisters, really don't consider myself an outsider. Well, senior sister, do you have any books about this world's strange news? Read them to me. Suyu smiled happily. Strange smell. Yeah, for example, what you just said about saints daydreaming, the division of various sects, their origins, and how many peak powerhouses there are in this world. Suyu replied. He is a newcomer and needs to be careful in everything. It's great to learn more about this world. Moreover, Qinya's voice is extremely beautiful and pleasant, and Suyu can remember it even more. Yes, there is a book called Tianyuan Wen Lu. Qinya smiled sweetly and searched through the storage ring. I'm looking, where have I been? I found it. For thousands of miles of sorrowful autumn, I often stay as a guest, and for over 100 years, I have been sick and alone on stage. Outside the divine heavenly sect, Zhuang Taibai stood on a cliff, muttering repeatedly. Master, is this poem from the white silk? It doesn't sound particularly special. Li Lu replied. What do you know? Zhuang Taibai was furious as soon as he heard this and said to the heavens, the pinnacle of the ancestors' work, how can you tolerate such filth and filth? Yes, master, I was wrong. Li Lu immediately knelt down. 1,000 miles of sorrowful autumn often brings guests. Zhuang Taibai looked into the distance and finally saw the fallen leaf. In an instant, Zhuang Taibai felt an ultimate force rushing up to the heavenly gate in the Dantian, penetrating his entire body. Breaking through all the blockages of Zhuang Taibai. Breaking through, breaking through. Zhuang Taibai exclaimed with great joy. Master, perhaps you have broken through the realm of enfeefment. Li Lu's pupils narrowed sharply. Not bad, not bad. Zhuang Taibai was overjoyed, with a happy expression on his face. Sure enough, it was my lack of intelligence. It was this song, the masterpiece of climbing heights, that allowed me to break through. Congratulations, Master. Congratulations, Master. You have become the first person in the realm of Emperor Wen Dao. Li Lu, I'm overjoyed. You're wrong again, this poet must have already broken through the imperial realm. Zhuang Taibai's face froze. Yes, I was wrong. At this moment, Zhuang Taibai's face changed slightly and he looked towards the direction of the divine heavenly sect. What's wrong, Master? Li Lu exclaimed in surprise. There is a demonic aura within the divine heavenly sect. Zhuang Taibai looked down at the divine heavenly sect pavilion below, his pupils slightly contracting. Not weak yet. Master, what are we doing with the affairs within the divine heavenly sect? Li Lu smiled and said, let's hurry back and inform the dynasty of your breakthrough in the imperial realm. Oh, no, it should be the imperial court. The imperial court will definitely celebrate the whole country. My original life is about to end. If it weren't for the hidden senior of the divine heavenly sect who helped me break through the imperial realm, I might soon return to the 9 heavens. Now that I am reborn after breaking through the realm, I rely entirely on this senior. How could I let the demonic way become dirty and disturb the senior's cultivation? Zhuang Taibai said with a righteous tone. Li Lu, you go back to the poetry and literature dynasty first, and I want to go back to the divine heavenly sect, Zhuang Taibai continued. Yes. Li Lu nodded. Inside the Tianyuan Tower. Qinya, reciting the Tianyuan Great World's 100 Things for Suyu. 300,000 years ago, the Flame Heavenly Palace and Flame Heavenly Emperor were born from the realm and emerged from the Flame God Mountain, breaking through to the semi-divine realm. 200,000 years ago, the leader of the Feather Transformation sect, the Feather Immortal Emperor, beheaded the precious beast, Phoenix Spirit, from heaven and earth, drew its bloodline, and achieved a semi-divine realm. 100,000 years ago, on the Thunder God Cliff, the Thunder Emperor led the 9 heavens Xianlei to cross the calamity. Although it became a semi-divine realm, its body was incomplete. Senior sister, wait a minute, why is it all a semi-divine realm, not to mention a true god? There is no such thing as being possessed or being granted a god. Suyu lay in bed, slightly puzzled as she listened to Chinya's beautiful voice. My good junior brother, how can the divine realm be so easy to break through? Chinya Dai frowned slightly and couldn't help but say, the strong divine realm is the highest ideal pursued by everyone, and countless people will never be able to peep into its door even if they are poor for a lifetime. So far, there are only a few semi-divine powerhouses in the heavenly Yuan world. Even these semi-divine powerhouses have encountered an unprecedented creation to achieve the semi-divine fruit position. So that's it. Suyu smiled and said, it seems there's no real God. Throughout history, there has only been one true God. Qin Yabai glanced at Suyu, and according to historical records, this true God had just become a true God fruit and ascended to the sky. Feathered ascent to the sky. Suyu, her eyes lit up. Just die. What's going on? Qingzhinshan, just hiccup. Suyu asked in confusion. I don't know either, Chinya shook her head. Junior brother, you don't even have cultivation, so don't think about these things. Suyu smiled faintly. There is no true God in this world. After 7 days, I will truly be invincible in the world. Nevertheless, it is impossible for him to leave the sect until he reaches the true God. Suddenly, his expression changed slightly. At this moment, an extremely violent explosion sound came from outside the Tianyun Tower. What's going on outside? Chinya immediately looked out the window. What kind of battle did the sage of Zhuang have with a person from the demon clan? Suyu chuckled lightly. Master Zhuang. Didn't he leave? A member of the demon clan. How could it be? Junior brother, how do you know? Chinya looked at Suyu with a puzzled expression. Wait, their position is. Suyu frowned. The sage of this village and the people of the demon clan couldn't choose a good position to fight. They took advantage of their senior sister's bathing and started fighting behind her dormitory. End of this chapter.